So next I move on to economic growth and economic development. What is economic growth? It is the process where real in per capita income of a country increases over a long period of time. In defining economic growth, the focus is on rise in per capita income. Economic growth has been defined in terms of national income aggregates. Everybody agrees that a necessary requirement of economic growth is an increased output of goods and services. Output is conveniently measured in terms of national income. So what is national income? National income is the sum total of individual income of a country in a period of 1 year. It is with this idea that economic growth is defined in terms of national income aggregates, that is gross national product and gross national income. It is widely believed by economists that the essence of economic growth is increase in the average availability of goods and services so as to bring about an improvement in the average standard of living. So economic growth determines the living standard of the people. Measuring economic growth in terms of gross national product and gross national income may be misleading if population is increasing rapidly. It is possible for GNP and GNI to increase without an improvement in the average standard of living. So GNP and GNI, that is gross national product and gross national income, can increase, but it is not always that the standard of living of people also increases with the increase in GNP and GNI. Next, we move on to economic development. What is economic development? It is the process where real per capita income of a country increases. So it is same as the above, but there is an addition to it, that the per capita income of a country increases plus there is reduction of poverty, unemployment and inequality. That means it is a sustained increase in the real per capita income along with the reduction of these three things. This definition of economic development, it is comprehensive in nature. It takes economic development in a multi-dimensional sense. That means economic growth is a narrow term and economic development is a broad term. So, economic growth refers to more output resulting from the use of more input and greater efficiency, and economic development goes beyond this to include composition of output, allocation of resources to different sectors of the economy. Economic growth involves an increase in income, and economic development, increase in income along with reduction of poverty, unemployment and inequality. Economic growth is strictly in terms of economic indicator, that is income, whereas economic development revolves around the indicators such as literacy, health services, etc. Economic growth involves only quantitative changes, and economic development, along with quantitative changes, there are qualitative changes involved. Economic growth relates to the problems faced by developed countries, while economic development relates to the problem faced by the present day developing countries, that is India. Economic growth differs from economic development in terms of degree of involvement and intervention by the government. Economic growth does not require much of government intervention, whereas economic development, there is much government intervention. Next I move on to what is economizing of resources. It means available resources should be allocated among different users in such a way that the resources are put to their best possible use. I have already taught you earlier regarding the optimum utilization of resources because the available resources are limited. Therefore, it has to be allocated. It has to be allocated means distributed in such a way among different users so that there is minimum wastage and maximum utilization from these resources. That is the meaning of economizing of resources. Next, you can see a small flow diagram that I have drawn. Economic problem. Why economic problem arise? Because of wants which are unlimited, and it also depends on scale of urgency. And because of the scale of urgency, we prioritize. Prioritization of our wants, that means which one is more important for us, it is put at the top of the list, and the thing which we require later, or it is a luxury for us without which we can survive, it comes to the bottom of the list. That is scale of urgency. And because of this scale of urgency, there is a problem of choice. Which is urgent for us is put at the top of the list, which is less urgent or least urgent, it is put at the bottom of the list. Therefore, this problem of choice solves our problem. Next, secondly, here resources. Resources are limited in nature, and because of this limited concept, the resources have alternative uses so that it can be maximum utilized, optimally utilized, and there is minimum wastage out of it. And again, it relates to problem of choice. So I hope till here it is clear. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you.